All right, what is going on, guys? Got another breakdown for UFC Vegas 67. This one is at lightweight. We got Mateusz Rębecki taking on Nick Fiore. This one just announced after Omar Morales had to pull out due to injuries. Initially slated to fight Rębecki, but yeah, Fiore is going to be a few inches taller. He's going to have a reach advantage. Rębecki usually is giving up some reach in his fights, but I guess I'll start with Nick Fiore. Just signed to the promotion to take this fight, trains out New England Cartel and has fought on the New England regional scene with Combat Zone. And yeah, BJJ black belt, has a few wins by submission, most of them by rear naked choke. Typically gets to the back, gets that body lock, and sinks it in there. On the feet, mostly 1-2s, but he does have some nice hooks. It's kind of tough to watch tape on this guy because the Combat Zone fights are not on Fight Pass, so you kind of just gotta like parse it together. But yeah, I mean the big disclaimer with this guy is the opponent quality is really bad. He fought the Jay Ellis twice to start his career back to back, and Jay Ellis is a guy who is like 17 and like 128 or something like that. Pretty insane. As you can see, he picked up 7 losses in between their first and second matchup, and so he gets the rear naked choke easily in the first one. That one's on YouTube. Just gets to his back, gets the submission, gets the knockout in the second fight. I mean, what are we gonna take away from that? His third fight, fights a guy who's 3-9, gets the triangle choke. And you know his last fight, same deal. Steven Stengel, 5-19 at the time of that fight. Before that, 15-13. So you get the picture. He fights guys with sub 500 records. Not necessarily his fault, where it's not his fault. You know, it's just where he's at, and these are the guys who he's getting matched up with. But it's definitely something to know. I mean, he looks good doing it. He looks like he has good BJJ, trains out of a good team. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see what we got out of him. But this is going to be a tough test against Rębecki. I think I'm saying that right. That's how I've heard people say it. I'm sure we'll get clarification when this fight card comes to pass because I feel like John Anik does his homework on the names, man. He always has the correct pronunciations. But anyway, Rębecki, not a KSW guy, but he has a ton of fights with FEN. He was champ there, and it's the opposite with him. You look down the list here, lots of good records and lots of finishes. Stylistically, this guy just marches forward and throws everything with intent. I mean, he marches forward the whole time. He's pressuring. He throws everything heavy, leg kicks, 1-2s. Sometimes he kind of locks into the same movement set, but he's got a chin. I mean, that's the one thing that kind of worried me in the Omar Morales fight, just the way he walks forward. He just on a mission, and sometimes he gets countered, but he seems to be able to take it well. But yeah, he tries to get the fights to the ground. That's his primary bread and butter. But he has no problem keeping it standing. But yeah, he gets to the ground and just very heavy pressure on top. He does have good submission game. He's finished a few fights by getting the mounted crucifix position, finishing it that way. So yeah, this guy, I think definitely somebody to watch out for coming into the lightweight division. Kind of reminds me of Michael Chandler. I'm not saying that they're on the same skill level, but just kind of fight style wise, he just marches forward, good wrestling, and he's just killer be killed out there. Fun guy to watch, and I definitely think he's a guy that the UFC is trying to build up here. If you look at the predictions on Tapology, it's very one sided. We don't have odds for this one yet, but Rębecki 92%. The overwhelming majority of people are going with Rębecki by knockout, and I think that is just kind of a no brainer pick here. You never say never, but yeah, just the level of competition are just two different worlds. And I did think that with Omar Morales, who's a guy who started his career late, he's been trending downward, fought some tough people, but a little one dimensional, just likes to play the counter game. Like I said, I was a little bit worried about Rębecki, more worried, I should say, uh, because Morales does have the ability to put him out with the counter right. But in this one, it's going to be tough to see what Fiore has for him. Yeah, he's got good BJJ. I assume he's good off his back, but this is just a different type of pressure. This is a different type of fighter. And unlike Morales, I just don't think that Fiore is going to be able to keep him off him. In his contender series fight, Rębecki just marched forward, took him down easily. I think we're going to see a similar thing here. I think he's going to go for the takedown right away, or he might try to strike with this guy because, I don't think he's going to really respect what's coming back for better or worse. Like I said, sometimes it's a little dicey with him. He leaves his chin up. He kind of takes the same entry, but I mean, he doesn't leave his chin up. He tucks his chin well, but it's like I don't know. You watch him and it's like, okay, here comes the right. Here comes the left. It's mostly the left with him. Got a very good left hook, primarily a southpaw. But yeah, just not to ramble here. I mean, the main thing with this one for betting it is I bet that the odds are going to be pretty juiced on this one against Omar Morales. I was thinking that we were going to get a decent price to bet on this one. I think the odds are going to be juiced. If I had to pick a method, I would go by knockout. Just because I guess we'll assume that Fiore has the BJJ ability to fend off submissions, and Rębecki can just rain ground and pound and get him out of there, or you can get him out of there on the feet. Just all around, I don't see how you can not pick Rębecki here. It's just we'll have to see those odds. I bet they're going to be very juiced. So thanks for watching, guys. Happy New Year. Be sure to subscribe and take it easy.